Hello everyone. So welcome to the new video again. Sorry for the slightly impromptu video with the work gear on. This is George from the future, you see. I'm just time traveled. I'm only joking. Well, basically we just brought on a bit of a new one because I know that Lou did his little solo video the other day, and I thought it'd be fair if I had a little go at a solo one as well. So this is one from a couple of weeks ago when I went to go and see one of the lads who we work with. Well, Lewis used to. I still do. Tom at Silverstone. So we've got a few little bits coming up, bits in his car. Gonna see if we can have a little roll around the paddock in it as well. Who knows? Bit of a kart session going on as well, so a bit of track action as well with me in. And then, yeah, a few little other cool bits to go along with that as well. Hope you enjoy. And we'll cut to when we were trying to break into the track. We're just about to run in, I think. Okay, mate, with metal cars. Pardon? With metal cars in the wing. Thank you. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are in after giving the credentials. Not really any credentials, to be fair. It's just more a case of blag your way in and hope for the best. I'm not here illegally, so unless someone's got a problem, and it could be a lot worse. This road is very bumpy, but it could be worse. We are in. Made it just in time because I believe that Tom is on track within about 10 to 15 minutes, so I am cutting it a little bit close, but I did make some good time up on the motorways. There wasn't really much traffic going on, so that's quite handy. And now I'm about to get stuck behind the Range Rover who wants to do 5 mile an hour in the 5 mile an hour zone, which is, if you want to call it legal, even though this is a private road. I'll let you be the judge of that one. But yeah, I will catch up with you people shortly when we are in the paddock. Just thought this might be a bit of a cool one, which appeals to some people. We've got the Silverstone own Porsche. Past. And I've got some little driving experiences to go on. Go around here. And there's some seriously cool stuff they have floating around in here sometimes. Early on the 968 a little while ago. Taking your 911 GC3s. There's absolutely all kinds. As you go a little bit further ahead, you see the main section for the dealership. Let's see if I can get a little bit closer with this. A little testing day. Or a little driving experience or something similar. There you go, we are right on track. You normally see some interesting cars here. So I've got a few 911 turbo cabs, little blue Alpine A110 there as well. It's a bit of a new one. I've not seen so many of them about nowadays. Oh, it's exciting. Do you know what? When you know who to speak to for the right people, it's actually really easy. And you know what? Everyone's always really nice in here, which is something I do quite like. Even though obviously you've got to be quite careful and quite restricted over obviously what you let through and who's about. Obviously they're very strict, but they're also very nice, and they've all got nice smiling faces, which is a nice change, because normally when you come to places like this where you've got stewards and security and things, they're very strict, you've got to be quite careful. But yeah, everyone seems to be all up to date. Right, let's get in the paddock. Okay, so we have made it, and we've made it perfectly in time. I just thought I'd make a little intro just while everyone's literally just left out on track, to show how busy it is. I managed to squeeze myself between a couple of little wagons, and then as we go out there, it's absolutely millions of people here today. There's normally only mid-20s, and there's about 48 people out on track today. As you can see, the garage is pretty damn busy. Just a bit of an insight into the background, there's people flying around everywhere. Got a car of Mr. Bert Chapman from Chapman's Corner in bits because he didn't sign on early enough, so he's just got a dead car today, out of use. 1. This is where you're going to find all the people floating around. Straight down the paddock wall. Right, so bit of a change of plan on this one. We were thinking of doing a bit of racing later on, so I was going to try and have a little tootle in the car, but that's kind of not really happening at the minute. So a bit of an unorthodox one, because we were going to do this later on. I'm going to go for a little karting session in the middle of the Silverstone track, which is going to be a new one. Never been to this one before. Very, very much thinking that I accidentally got overcharged by the guy for doing it, because I have a bad feeling that he went a little bit too over on what he should have set up. But you win some, you lose some. I'm going to give it a go. Hopefully I'll be racing against some proper professionals and all that jazz, so I can show them why I should be in F1. Racing against Mr. Nico Hülkenberg. Nah, I do kid. But we're gonna see what the outcome is. So Tom's gonna try and come and watch after his session. So he's just about to get in his car now, and I'll be doing the old briefing and all that boring jazz just while he's setting himself out. There's a Tesla with a massive wing. What a weirdo. Yeah, I'll catch you when we're near the track. But for those interested, you might want to see the Porsche arches to go along with the track. It is such an unusual place, to be fair, because the amount of things that are going on. I mean, I'm about to run over a man who's currently doing laps on his bike. But there's also a lot of big apartments here as well. So I'll try and get some videos in a minute of where Lewis Hamilton's apartment is on the actual track itself. Because there's lots of other ones. I mean, Tom was saying that sometimes they're actually cheaper than going into the Hilton, which is right on the track, which obviously is a bit of a different story. But tell you what, there's some good stuff out here. Just as we're going along, another one to see, the Porsche skid pan. Wouldn't mind jumping into those sprinklers for a minute. And then just off Maggots and Beckett, here is your apartment blocks. So apparently some of these cost a pretty penny, depending on who you ask. The Escapade, as stated on our big sign. These go on for a long time around this gated community that we've got going on here. And people at home tell me I'm posh. You don't know posh until you've seen things like this, honestly. Apartments, it is crazy, some of the things you see just next to the racetrack. I'm sure you can hear a lot of the closed wheel cars going around at the moment. And then here is the fabled Cops Tunnel, which is safe to say is a little bit narrow unnecessarily, especially for a big wide boy. It's not exactly the most ideal scenario to be rolling down in. We do have just enough room. It's just a shame that the floor isn't flat, so I can't give it a bit of beans through the tunnel. People, we have arrived at the kart track. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I kind of got scammed on the price of what I paid for it, but apparently it's full race, quali the lot, so it may be pretty interesting. I don't know whether I'm going to be able to get a helmet cam, but I'm going to try my best. At least then you can see me send it into the barrier or the shadow realm or any of those different things, which I'm sure for your entertainment value is going to be absolutely amazing, same as mine looking back, but probably not in the moment. So I'll touch base when I am all suited and booted.
All okay?
Yeah, fine, mate.
You got
Yeah.
gloves?
Yeah.
Perfect. All okay?
Right, so after all that, as I'm probably sure you've seen by the last clip, it didn't really go to plan in the end. Qualified 7th, I think, or somewhere around there. But the problem was I got punted off by someone at the start, which is a bit of a shame. It happens, but we got back to pretty much where we were before. So what I'm going to do for the time is I'm going to chill out, and we're going to watch some watch Big Tommy from a distance. Look at him go there. So just to finish off, thought we may as well jump on the wing and get a proper view. This may be a little bit new to some people, but again, it's a pretty handy place to get if you want a nice view on a track day. Shame about all the V's out today because they're not quite as fast, and apparently it's quite distracting and slows people down quite a lot. But still a decent day out for him, a good test there. Considering Tom's nearing the top of the championship, or at least he's due to win it as long as he doesn't mess it up. Don't hedge your bets on that one. It's like betting on Leicester to win the Prem 10 years ago. Chances of that were pretty slim, but it does happen, you never know. So I'm just going to jump up here and I'll catch you when we're on the wing itself. Like the football session again. This is good. I've got a nice view of the little Silverstone hotel. Start finish straight and along. There's Tom's mum and dad, and there is Mr. Westie himself. Oh, off he goes. He always moans and says he can't get the clutch pedal right. Well, that's what his dad says. Makes me trying to wind him up, but it wouldn't surprise me because they are a little bit hard to get used to. Clearly he's another culprit of trying to get used to everything. There's one of the V's, the people that's been slowing Tom down all day apparently. A little group of them, they're like rats. Gallivanting people's way. Apparently this is one of the first times they've been out, well, potentially for some of them, since the 1990s. So to be fair, if the car's been sat in a shed for longer than I've been alive, and they're running alright, then that's still pretty damn impressive, to be fair. It's just a shame that they're not quite as quick as some of the more modern stuff, but hey ho. Hopefully we'll catch up when the session's back on again. If not, I'm going to try and sneak into one of the cars without anyone noticing. Brought all my own gear, even though I've got no idea. So I'm hoping I may be able to get away with it, but we'll cross that bridge when we need to. Well, I'm not too scared, and Rob keeps doing his little sales tactics for me, so he keeps telling me to get in and out of everything. Must say this process is not graceful for most. Needs a proper shuffle. We'll show the interior. Let's show the inside. Come here, come here. Let's have a little gander. Look at those nice veiny forearms for anyone watching. I'm sure everyone would love that. So, yeah. Start going burr burr. Yeah, so mirrors are pretty damn pointless, and they will vibrate everywhere. You get yourself a sequential box in a lot of these, so it's just, well, as far as I know, it's just up and down as you go. So that's a bit of a Bit of a different one to most. Got all your oil temp and pressures. Speedo and some general info normally comes up on here. And then your pedal box is pretty damn deep down there, at least anyway. But the box is very tight, so I'm on the clutch and the brake currently. There's your gas, there is not much in it at all. And they're normally full of tape, or if you like Tom, he likes having a little cushion in his. I must say, I can make myself at home in this. It will get a bit toasty though, because you do have a big intake right behind your head. But otherwise, all the different controls, some pretty worn down Alcantara as the optional extra. Yeah, living the life in here. Never know, we may end up in one of these soon, hopefully with a bit cleaner rubber. We'll see how it goes. Just as a really quick one on the way back into the paddock, we've spotted a man of culture. Very nice. I like it. Oh, we've got an identifying window. Right people, so I finally got the results of my kart as well, because I asked the girl at the desk when I was leaving about how all that worked, and she said no, it gets emailed to you. So I thought I might be waiting forever for that. It actually came through pretty damn quickly. So I knew I qualified 7th, and despite the bump and the good couple of knocks, I actually ended up finishing 6th, which I'll be honest, I'm still a bit miffed at, but I think that's just me being hyper competitive. And Tom told me that if I didn't get the podium, he was going to smash my head in. So basically I'm going to wait to get battered when I see him on Tuesday again. Otherwise though, it was a pretty decent day. So we had a little gander at the car again. Like I say, his dad's planning on trying to get a test day sorted so we can get in there properly and attempt to, well, get some proper track day stuff going on. So pretty excited for that. We'll have that up and coming as well, which is really important. Otherwise I'm going to get home because I have a pretty decent journey ahead of me now. So I'm going to go and crack him. We're just about to hit 6 o'clock now. So hopefully I can beat some of the queues on the old M6 toll, which is going to set me back a whopping 12 quid. Absolute scam. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. It's a little bit different, me and Lou doing a couple of little solo videos between us. If you like them, let us know. If you think that they're shit, also let us know. Because Lewis smells quite bad as well, so it's quite handy to have my own little space and I have to deal with him a lot. But otherwise, thank you very much for watching. Most importantly, stay curious, and we'll catch you in the next one.